Hey guys, it's Manda. It has been 2 weeks since you've heard from me, and frankly, it's because I haven't had a lot to say. But I have stuff to say now. So yay, I'm making a video. First of all, let's do numbers. Let's just get them out of the way. When you last heard from me, which was January 1st at like 2 in the morning, I had weighed 225 pounds, and I had set a goal to hit Wonderland by the end of January. I'm a firm believer of making goals and milestones and all that stuff, but I really need to stop putting like a deadline to them because that's really starting to mess with my head. And we'll get into that in a minute. So this is the end of week 32. And I started my week off weighing 219, but I weighed in this morning because I knew I was going to make a video. And I weigh 215. So I have lost 143 pounds since June 6th when I had gastric bypass RNY. I weighed 358 pounds. So yay, I'm doing great. I've had a lot of people ask me, what are you doing that's so magical and wonderful, and, you know, what can I do, blah, blah, blah. And as much as I would love to be able to go, oh, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you need to do, this is what you should do, this is what you could do, this is what you are doing that's great, I really don't have a magic answer. So my best advice to you guys is stuff that you hear all the time. Make sure you are following your surgery center's guidelines that your surgeon or your dietitian or your nutritionist have laid out for you. Follow those. They're there for a reason because your surgeon has had some experience with what works and what doesn't. So follow them. Also, you get the power to, if something's not working for you, change it. Either find something that works for you on your own, or go back to your surgery center and have somebody there give you advice on what you could do to fix stuff. That's what they're there for, is to help you. So that's my best advice. That, and walk, and drink your water, and take your vitamins. Now, having said that, here's what's going on with me. I do not journal my food like I could or should do. Ever since I went in for my last round with my ulcer, my appetite has been, so I just don't journal, because just the fact that I'm eating something is miraculous in itself. There's no need for me to count the calories if it's, you know, and I'm eating small enough anyway. My dietitian and my nutritionist say that for now that's fine. But when I go grocery shopping, if I'm buying something that's packaged, I comparison shop, and I read labels. I'm big on reading labels. And here is my best advice for people that are on a budget and they're comparison shopping. Just because it's a cheaper item, like spaghetti sauce. I needed spaghetti sauce that I bought yesterday. There's one brand that was the store brand, and it was like $1.19 for a jar of spaghetti sauce. It had 200 and something milligrams of sodium. It had like 12 grams or 10 grams of fat or something like that, or maybe it wasn't fat, I can't remember. But it had 12 grams of sugar per serving. Holy guacamole! Okay, I watch my sugars. That's another thing. The brand that I normally get, I think it's Ragu. I think it's Ragu. I get the sweet tomato basil, because that's the one that doesn't act up with my ulcer, and B, my sugar levels, and makes me jump and all that. I can eat it. My pouch likes it. Anyway, so I was comparing the store brand's tomato basil and the sweet tomato basil of this other brand. The store brand had 12 grams of sugar for $1.19. Or I could spend, I think it was $1.99, and I could get the brand I normally get for literally half the sugar. There's 6 grams of sugar per serving. So I had to make that choice between, do I want something that could possibly make me sick even though I'm saving money, or do I want to spend the money on something I know works for me? So that's what I do in a lot of cases, is just because it's a store brand and it's cheaper doesn't mean it's healthier for you. So you really have to watch your labels, and you really have to make that choice on if you're going to risk it and try it and save you a couple of pennies, or if you're going to spend the money on something that you know works. 9 out of 10 times I go with something that I know is going to work. But I have the money right now to be able to do that. If we are really pinching our pennies more than we have been, which I will probably need to do this next time I do grocery shopping, because we've had a snowstorm and I've been at home not able to get into work for a week, I will probably have to either edit my menu plan or make certain concessions and stuff like that, just because we'll be pinching pennies. But that is my main thing when I go shopping, is I do not splurge and save a couple of extra pennies if I'm not confident that I can't pull it off for myself. If I think it'll make me sick, it's not worth saving the money over. I'm having a hard time the last couple of weeks with getting my vitamins in, just because I've had a sore throat and I've been sick, and I don't want to have to sit there and chew and swallow all that stuff. And I'm also having a hard time with eating. But I've been getting my food in. Or my water in. I've got food on the brain right now. So that's really what's going on with me. I'm drinking. When I go grocery shopping, here's another thing though, because with my ulcer healing, I am not allowed to work out the way most people 6-7 months out are. Like my girl Stacy, Red Daisy 73. She ran in a freaking 5K this morning. I can't do that. My surgeon says no. I'm not allowed to do cardio. I'm not allowed to run. I'm not allowed to ride bikes for long distances. They don't want me moving internally stuff around and possibly stretching open my healing ulcer. I have to wait until it heals. Which sucks, because I feel like I'm the sick kid stuck inside dying, staring out the window going, why can't I be normal? And I'm watching everybody else have fun. You guys are out bicycling, you're out running marathons, you're skiing. I've got a friend that took up ice skating. I can't do any of that right now. My surgeon would have a fit. And it's not worth it to me to go against his advice and possibly risk opening up my ulcer and being in the hospital getting another blood transfusion. So, because I'm just now starting to feel 100%. Well, I'm like 99%, surgery-wise. So it's not worth it to me. So I'm following his plan. But in the meantime, I feel like everybody else is having fun but Mandy. Mandy can't have fun. So that's that. But when I go grocery shopping, I do get in my exercise. Like I will park in the back 40 and I will walk to and from the store. I used to go into my grocery store and follow the loop around. Like, you walk in, there's produce, and then there's canned goods, and then there's health and beauty, and then there's the cereal stuff, and then there's cheese and meat, and then you follow that path around and it takes you over to yogurts and eggs and milks, and then the cleaning products, and then the pet stuff, and then the water, and then there's the checkout. So I had like a system. Well, this is driving my mom crazy now that I'm doing this, but I will purposely, I keep the store in mind when I make up my grocery list, and then I don't go in order on my grocery list. Like, I will block everything off so I know which section of the store, but I will go over here to produce, over here to cleaning products, over here to cheese and meat, back over here to the pet store. So I'm getting in my walking. It drives my mom crazy, but I'm getting it in. Like I said, we had a snowstorm, and our area, you guys, if you're used to snow, a foot of snow is not a big deal to you guys. But here in the Seattle area, anytime we get it cold enough to snow, which is not often, it turns to ice right away, and we can't drive on the ice. So that's why you've heard on the news that Seattle is literally shutting down. It's because this area, there's been so many car accidents. I live north of Seattle in Snohomish County, and here in Everett, they were saying for our county alone, in one day, we had 150 reported car accidents out on our main highways and stuff, because people just can't drive in this. So the city shuts down. I haven't been able to make it to work because my car just does badly. But I was outside shoveling some of the snow, which I had the clearance to do. And I'm so sore now. But like, I went over to my mom's house to help shovel out their driveway once I finally got out and moving around. She doesn't have a snow shovel. She has a regular gardening shovel. So I had to do that. And I told her, I'm like, you know what? This is like washing the kitchen floor with a toothbrush. Who does this? I want to so badly go out today and buy her a snow shovel in case that we get more snow. But like I said, I'm getting my exercise in. I'm just not able to work out the way I had thought or hoped or planned to do, being 7 months out. But anyway, I'm down 143 pounds. I can't complain too much. I wanted to also talk real quick about strange compliments that people give you that normally you would perceive as an insult. And the lovely randomness, that's her YouTube name, Lily, she's a friend of mine on Facebook. She paid me a compliment, and she addressed this in I think her last video, where she had told me she was looking at pictures I had side by side of from like here up. Wow, your head used to be huge. Look at your head. Your head is so much smaller. And my fight or flight instinct kicked in and went, this woman wants to brawl. What did she just say to me? Was that an insult? And just as I was getting ready to freak out and go, ugh, she sent me a message and said, I meant that as a compliment, not an insult. And I wrote her back and said, I totally know. But I still have that little, you know, your conscience, you have the angel over here and the devil over here. Well, the devil's like, oh, she's being mean. And the angel's like, no, 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 she meant that with love. And the other one's like, yell at her, girl, get mad. No, 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 she's your friend. She would never do that to you. So I wanted to talk about that, because this is the other thing. This is my knee. I can sit like this. I sit like this a lot all of a sudden. And my husband made a comment the other day. Why are you sitting like that? Why are you sitting so strangely? And I looked at him like, what the heck are you talking about? How many people give thoughts to how they sit other than when you're in pain and you have to find a comfortable position to get into? Well, I even had my mom and a coworker tell me, well, yeah, you do kind of sit contorted. And to me, I just collapse into a chair, and how I end up sitting is how I'm comfortable. I don't give any thought to it. So my only response to him is, I'm sitting like this because I can. And I had to leave it at that. And I thought, well, he wasn't being insulting, like, you freak of nature. He was like, just not used to seeing me sit in this manner. And that leads me into another compliment that my husband paid me. I made a comment to him on Tuesday that, because I made it into work Monday. It started snowing Saturday. It snowed Sunday. Monday I made it into work. Tuesday I couldn't make it into work. We had almost, I think, 9 inches by then. And if we're out here, it's crazy. We also have a lot of hills, and we live at the top of a hill. So, I told him, well, the car seems to be handling funnier. And I had gone to the grocery store the week before, and I had a couple cases of water and a big thing of cat litter in the trunk. And I have been nagging him to bring it in for me. And he hasn't brought it in. So, he finally said, the reason I haven't brought it in, honey, is because you need the added weight in the car. Because I told him, when I'm driving by myself, the car handles funnier than when I have somebody with me. And he said, you need the added weight in the car. And I'm like, you big dumb jerk, big stupid head, what is that supposed to mean? And he goes, well, honey, you've lost 170 something pounds, right? Since last year. And I said, since Christmas last year? Yeah, it's been about 180 pounds. He's like, okay, it's 180 pounds you don't have in the car. Of course, it's going to handle differently when you're riding by yourself. You're not used to being down 200 pounds in that car. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, he really does love me. He's not being a big dumb meanie head after all. But it really makes you think. You have to stop and think that in my mind, I've always been the one in the corner of the room, kind of hidden in the shadows. And now that I'm losing my weight and I'm becoming more confident with who I am and my body, and I'm not the person hiding in the corner anymore. I'm kind of in the spotlight just a little. That when people do tell me things like, well, you need weight in your car, or you're sitting with your knee to your freaking chin, or your head's not so small, that those kind of things aren't necessarily meant to bring you down. Like, do you really need that other piece of bread? That these kind of things are people noticing the changes that are going on with you, and they're noticing the difference. And that it's supposed to be a compliment, and that they're saying it out of love and respect, not necessarily to dig you down and to hurt you. So, Soda Lily, I love you. I just wanted to throw that out there, that it's been happening a lot to me lately, and I just need to, and I'm recording this so that because I do watch my old videos, that I remember that just because someone says that, it doesn't mean that they're trying to cut you down. That they are noticing that your work is paying off, and that your choices that you've made are paying off. So anyway, on that note, I am going to close. And I promise that if I think of anything else to say, that I will make a video. But if you don't hear from me for a while, I am on Facebook under changingmeforme@gmail.com, and I would love, if you have not friended me yet, to go ahead and do that. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Good luck with your marathon running and your milestones. Congratulations on anybody else who gets pregnant between now and my next video. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.